Part 1. The secret Earth fleet appeared. Aliens learned to fear. Us Commander Hyun-woo stood in the dark control room, watching the screens that showed Earth from far away. His face looked tired. He had not slept well in many days. The Vrelian ships were coming closer to Earth every hour. Soon they would be close enough to attack. Ambassador Dae-hyun was still at the Galactic Council, trying to buy more time. The Council was a group of alien races that controlled most of the galaxy. Earth had joined them 70 years ago. Back then, everyone thought it would bring peace and safety. But now when Earth needed help, the Council did nothing. They said Earth was too new, too weak, too unimportant to save. The Vrelians wanted water from Earth. They had sent a message 3 weeks ago. Give us 20% of your water, or we will destroy your cities from space. It was that simple. The Vrelians were strong. Their empire had 300 star systems. Earth only had 1. Their fleet had thousands of ships. Earth only had 30 cargo ships and some defense platforms around Mars. Everyone could see the numbers. Everyone knew Earth would lose. But everyone was wrong. Hyun-woo pressed a button on his console. A woman's face appeared on the screen. She looked young, maybe 30 years old. Her name was Captain Ji-won. She was sitting in the cockpit of a small transport ship, heading toward Mars. Captain, change your course, Hyun-woo said. His voice was calm and steady. New coordinates are being sent to your ship now. Do not tell anyone where you are going. Ji-won looked confused. Commander, I was ordered to report to Mars Defense Station. What is happening? You will understand soon. Follow the coordinates. That is an order. The screen went dark. Hyun-woo knew Ji-won would have questions. Everyone would have questions soon. But for now, the secret had to stay hidden. The secret was 50 years old. When Earth first joined the Galactic Council, the human leaders learned something important. The galaxy was not safe. The Council talked about peace, but war happened all the time. Strong races attacked weak ones. The Council watched and did nothing. They had rules, but the rules only protected the strong. So Earth's leaders made a plan. They would show the galaxy a weak Earth, old ships, small military. Peaceful people who only wanted to trade and learn. But behind this mask, they would build something else, something the galaxy had never seen before. Admiral Sun-yi had led the project from the beginning. She was 70 years old now, but her mind was still sharp. She had taken Earth's best scientists, engineers, and military officers to a secret place beyond Neptune. There, hidden from all the sensors and spy satellites, they had built a fleet. Not just any fleet. A war machine, 200 ships, each one designed to kill. Each one equipped with weapons that made alien technology look like toys. Railguns that could punch through any shield. Fusion missiles that burned hotter than stars. Plasma cannons that could slice a battleship in half. And armor that could take hit after hit and keep fighting. The aliens thought humans were weak because Earth showed them weak ships. They thought humans were stupid because Earth asked for help instead of fighting. They thought humans were prey. They were about to learn the truth. Captain Ji-won's ship traveled for 6 hours. She passed Mars, then Jupiter, then Saturn. The coordinates took her beyond Neptune into the dark, cold space where nobody went. Her ship's sensors showed nothing out there. Just ice and rock and empty darkness. Then her radio crackled. Captain Ji-won, this is Neptune Station. Cut your engines and prepare for docking. Neptune Station? Ji-won said. There is no Neptune Station. My maps show nothing there. Your maps are old. Cut your engines now. Ji-won did as she was told. Her ship slowed down, and then she saw it. Lights appeared in the darkness. Not just a few lights. Thousands of them. Her breath stopped. Her hands shook on the controls. Ships, dozens of ships. No, hundreds of ships. Massive warships that made Earth's cargo vessels look like children's toys. They floated in perfect formation, their hulls dark and powerful. Each one was covered in weapons. Each one looked ready to kill. What is this? Ji-won whispered. A voice answered her. It was Admiral Sun-yi. This is Earth's real fleet, Captain. Welcome to the war. Ji-won's ship docked with the largest vessel. She walked through corridors filled with people, soldiers, engineers, pilots. Everyone wore black uniforms with Earth's symbol on the shoulder. Everyone looked ready. Sun-yi met her in the command center. The Admiral was short and thin, but her eyes were hard as steel. You have questions, she said. How is this possible? Ji-won asked. How did we build all this in secret? 50 years of work. 50 years of mining asteroids and telling everyone we were just looking for resources. 50 years of launching construction materials and telling everyone they were science experiments. The galaxy thought we were weak. We let them think that. Why show me this now? Because the Vrelians are coming. In 2 days their fleet will reach Earth, 300 ships. They think we will surrender. They think we have no choice. Sunyi smiled. It was not a kind smile. We are going to teach them what happens when you threaten humanity. Sunyi led Jiwan to a window. Outside, the fleet stretched as far as the eye could see. Each ship hummed with power. Each ship waited for orders. You are going to command one of these ships, Sunyi said. The Indomitable. It is our fastest attack vessel. When the battle starts, you will lead the first strike. Jiwan looked at the ships. She thought about Earth. She thought about her family down there. She thought about all the people who were scared right now, thinking they were about to die. What are our orders? She asked. Survive. Win. Show the galaxy that humanity is not prey. Sunyi turned to face her. For 50 years we pretended to be weak. We smiled and bowed and let them laugh at us. That ends now. When the Vrelians arrive, they will see the real Earth, and they will learn to fear us. Back on Earth, Ambassador Daehyun stood before the Galactic Council. The council chamber was huge, filled with hundreds of alien species. Some had scales. Some had fur. Some looked like floating gas clouds. All of them watched him with cold eyes. The council has decided, the council leader said. We will not help Earth. You must negotiate with the Vrelians on your own. Daehyun nodded slowly. I understand. Earth thanks the council for considering our request. He turned to leave. As he walked away, he smiled. These aliens had no idea what was coming. In 2 days, everything would change. The Vrelian fleet was approaching. Earth's secret fleet was ready. The galaxy was about to learn what humans could do when pushed too far. Part 3, the secret Earth fleet appeared. Aliens learned to fear, as the Galactic Council chamber was in chaos. Representatives from 200 alien species shouted and argued. Some demanded answers. Some called for Earth to be punished. Some wanted to form alliances with Earth immediately. The news of the battle had spread across the galaxy in hours. Everyone had seen the footage. Everyone knew what happened. Ambassador Daehyun walked into the chamber slowly. He wore a simple black suit. His face showed no emotion. Every alien eye in the room turned to watch him. The shouting stopped. The room became silent. The council leader spoke first. He was a Thalkesh, a species that looked like a giant bird. His voice was angry. Ambassador Daehyun, your species has deceived the council. You told us Earth was peaceful. You told us you had no military fleet. You lied. Daehyun stopped in the center of the chamber. He looked around at all the aliens. We did not lie. We told you we wanted peace. That was true. We still want peace. But we also learned something when we joined this council. The galaxy is not safe. The strong attack the weak, and the council does nothing. That is not fair, another alien representative said. The council maintains order. Order? Daehyun's voice grew louder. 3 weeks ago, the Vrelians threatened to destroy Earth. We came to you for help. You said no. You told us we were too new, too weak, too unimportant. You let them come to kill us. Where was your order then? The council leader's feathers ruffled in anger. The council cannot fight every war. We must remain neutral. Then Earth will also remain neutral, Daehyun said. We will protect ourselves. We will make our own decisions. We will not ask for your permission anymore. Before anyone could respond, Daehyun turned and walked out. Behind him, the council chamber erupted in more shouting. But he did not care. Earth had made its point. The galaxy would have to accept it. Far away on the Vrelian homeworld, the survivors of the fleet had returned. They told stories of the battle. Stories of human ships appearing from nowhere. Stories of weapons that could not be stopped. Stories of a fleet that destroyed them easily. The military commanders gathered in an emergency meeting. They studied the battle recordings. They watched Earthships move with impossible speed. They watched Earth weapons cut through Vrelian armor like it was paper. They watched their mighty fleet die. We underestimated them, one commander said. We thought they were prey. We were wrong. Then we attack with more ships, another commander said. We have 500 ships in reserve. We send them all. We crush Earth before they can grow stronger. But the senior military leader shook his head. No, look at the recordings again. The humans were not fighting at full power. They destroyed 2/3 of our fleet and lost nothing. Not one ship. Not one pilot. That was not a battle. That was a demonstration. They were showing us what they can do. The room became quiet. Every commander understood what that meant. Earth was not just strong. Earth was much stronger than they had shown. The 200 ships might not be all they had. The weapons they used might not be their best weapons. Everything about the battle suggested Earth had more power hidden away. "What do we do?" a young commander asked. "We prepare for them to come here," the senior leader said, "because they will come. We attacked their home. Now they will attack ours." He was right. Admiral Sunyi stood in the command center of her flagship, looking at a holographic map of Vrelian space. Intelligence Officer Jae Sung stood beside her, pointing at different star systems. "The Vrelian Empire has 5 major military installations," Jae Sung explained. "If we destroy these, their ability to make war will be cut in half. They will be forced to negotiate." "How long to reach their space?" Sunyi asked. 3 days at maximum speed. "But Admiral, this is deep in enemy territory. We will be far from Earth. If something goes wrong, we cannot retreat easily." Sunyi smiled. "Nothing will go wrong. We have been planning this for 50 years. We know their technology. We know their tactics. We know where their ships are and how many they have. They know nothing about us." She turned to the communication officer. "Send orders to the fleet. We launch Operation Thunderfall in 6 hours. We are going to end this war before it really starts." Captain Jiwon received the orders in her quarters. She was cleaning her uniform when the message appeared on her screen. "Operation Thunderfall. Target: Vrelian Supply Depot in the Krell system. Objective: destroy all military supplies and shipyards." She put on her uniform and walked to the Indomitable's bridge. Her crew was already there, preparing the ship. Lieutenant Kyung-soo looked up as she entered. "Captain, all systems are ready. The crew is ready. We can launch any time." "Good." Jiwon sat in her command chair. "How many ships in our strike group?" 40 attack ships and 2 heavy cruisers. We will hit them fast and disappear before they can respond." Dr. Haijin's voice came over the radio. She was a scientist who had been studying Vrelian communications. "Captain, I have decoded more of their messages. The Vrelians are terrified. They are calling their fleet back from other systems. They are gathering everything to defend their homeworld." "Excellent," Jiwon said. "That means their supply depots will be lightly defended. Today will be easy." 3 days later, the Earth fleet arrived in Vrelian space. They came out of hyperspace in multiple locations at once, hitting different targets simultaneously. The Vrelians had never seen this tactic before. They did not know how to respond. G1's strike group appeared near the Krell supply depot. It was a massive space station, surrounded by hundreds of cargo ships. Only 6 warships protected it. The Vrelian commanders had never imagined humans would attack so deep in their territory. All ships, attack pattern Delta, target the warships first, then the station. The Indomitable and the other Earth ships opened fire. The 6 Vrelian warships tried to fight back, but they died in minutes. The supply depot's shields failed. The station broke apart. Thousands of tons of weapons and supplies exploded into space. "Target destroyed, Captain," Kyung-soo reported. Moving to secondary targets. All across Vrelian space, similar attacks were happening. Earth ships appeared, destroyed their targets, and vanished. The Vrelians tried to chase them, but the Earth ships were too fast. They tried to predict where Earth would attack next, but the humans seemed to know every weak point in their defense. Colonel Minseo led a different kind of attack. She commanded the Earth Marine Corps, soldiers trained for boarding enemy ships and stations. Her mission was to capture a Vrelian orbital fortress and recover their military computers. 2 minutes to breach, the pilot announced. Minseo checked her armor and weapons. Behind her, 50 Marines did the same. They had trained for this mission for months. The plan was simple. Get in, get the data, get out. Do not waste time fighting. The ship attached to the fortress hull. Cutting torches burned through the metal. The Marines poured through the hole, weapons ready. Vrelian soldiers tried to stop them, but human weapons were stronger. Human armor was better, and humans were naturally tougher than most aliens. "Move! Move! Move!" Minseo shouted. Her team rushed through the corridors. They reached the command center in 4 minutes. The Vrelian officers inside reached for their weapons. "Do not move," Minseo ordered. "Put down your weapons or die!" The Vrelians froze. They looked at the human soldiers in their heavy armor and decided surrender was better than death. Minseo's tech specialist plugged into the fortress computers and started downloading everything. "We have what we came for, Colonel," the specialist said. "Everyone out. 30 seconds." The Marines ran back to their ship. As they left, they planted explosives throughout the fortress. The ship detached and flew away. Behind them, the fortress exploded. On the flight back, Mincio reviewed the data they had stolen. It showed Vrelian fleet positions, supply routes, defense plans, everything. This information would help Earth plan even better attacks. But more importantly, it showed something else. Messages between Vrelian commanders, reports about the battle at Earth. And in every message, Mincio saw the same thing. Fear. The Vrelians were afraid. They had sent their mighty fleet to conquer weak humans. Instead, they had been crushed. Now humans were attacking them in their own space. They could not stop the attacks. They could not even predict where humans would strike next. Their empire was bleeding. Admiral Sunyi reviewed the reports from all the strike teams. Every mission had succeeded. Every target was destroyed, and still not one Earth ship had been lost. Not one soldier had died. Send a message to the Vrelian homeworld, she ordered. Tell them we are coming. Tell them they have one chance to surrender. If they refuse, we will do to their planet what they tried to do to ours. The message was sent. Across Vrelian space, the message spread. Humans were coming. The beings they had thought were weak prey were coming to their home, and the Vrelians were learning what their ancestors once knew, but had forgotten. In war, the biggest mistake is underestimating your enemy. Humanity had been underestimated. Now the galaxy was paying the price. Part 4. The secret Earth fleet appeared. Aliens learned to fear. The Earth fleet arrived at the Vrelian homeworld with 150 warships. They came out of hyperspace in perfect formation, surrounding the planet from every direction. The Vrelian home defense fleet was waiting for them. 500 ships, the largest military force the Vrelians had ever gathered in one place. Captain Sang-ho commanded the siege fleet. He was older than most captains, with gray hair and calm eyes. He had fought in small conflicts before Earth joined the Galactic Council. Now he faced the biggest battle of his life. Sir, the Vrelian fleet is moving to engage us, his tactical officer reported. Hold position, Sang-ho ordered. Do not fire unless they fire first. We gave them a chance to surrender. We will give them one more. On the surface of the Vrelian homeworld, billions of citizens watched the sky. They could see the human ships through telescopes and sensors, small dots of metal and fire waiting above their planet. Fear spread through the population. Some fled to underground shelters. Some prayed to their gods. Some simply held their families and waited. Chancellor Velroth was dead, killed in the first battle at Earth. The new Vrelian leader was called Supreme Commander Karvesh. He was a military officer, not a politician. He believed in strength and honor. He believed surrender was worse than death. We will not surrender to these creatures, Karvesh announced to his people. We are Vrelians. We have conquered 100 worlds. We will not be defeated by a species that only yesterday seemed weak. His words stirred courage in some Vrelians, but others remembered the battle recordings. They remembered how easily the human ships had destroyed their fleet. They remembered that humans had lost nothing while killing hundreds of Vrelian ships. The Vrelian home fleet moved forward to attack. 500 ships against 150. The numbers favored the Vrelians. But numbers did not matter anymore. Admiral Sunyi watched from her flagship, positioned behind the siege fleet. She did not want to destroy the Vrelian homeworld. She wanted to break their will to fight. She wanted them to understand that continuing the war was hopeless. Execute Anvil Protocol, she ordered. Captain Sang-ho received the order. He smiled. Anvil Protocol was the most terrifying weapon humanity had designed, not because it killed the most people, but because it showed what humanity could do if pushed too far. Bring in the hammers, Sang-ho said. 20 massive objects appeared from hyperspace. They were asteroids, each one as big as a small mountain. Human engineers had attached engines and guidance systems to them. They were simple weapons, just rocks with rockets, but they were moving fast. Very fast, the Vrelian sensors detected them immediately. Alarms screamed across every Vrelian ship and station. The asteroids were aimed directly at the planet. At their current speed, any one of them would cause an extinction-level impact. 20 of them would turn the entire planet into burning rock. Supreme Commander Karvesh stared at the display in horror. They would not. They would not dare. But the asteroids kept coming, closer and closer to the planet. The Vrelian people could see them now, growing larger in the sky. Panic spread. People screamed and ran. The shelters were full. There was nowhere to hide from weapons that large. Admiral Sunyi's face appeared on every screen on the Vrelian homeworld. Her voice was cold and clear. People of Vrelian, you came to my world to take our water. You threatened to burn our cities. You thought we were weak. Now you see the truth. These weapons aimed at your planet are moving at speeds that cannot be stopped. Your shields cannot protect you. Your weapons cannot destroy them all. In 10 minutes, your planet will die. Every city, every building, every living thing gone. The Vrelian people watched in terror. Some fainted. Some went mad with fear. Parents held their children and cried. But, Sunyi continued, we are not like you. We did not come here to commit genocide. We came here to end a war. You have 10 minutes to decide. Surrender completely and unconditionally or face extinction. The choice is yours. Supreme Commander Karvesh felt his hands shaking. He looked at his military officers. They all looked back at him with the same expression. They knew what had to be done. Pride was not worth the death of their entire species. How long until impact? Karvesh asked quietly. 8 minutes, sir. Can we stop them? We could destroy maybe 5 or 6 of the asteroids. The rest would hit the planet. We would still face extinction. Karvesh closed his eyes. In that moment, he hated humans more than he had ever hated anyone. But he also understood something. Humans had shown incredible restraint. They could have destroyed the Vrelian homeworld already. They could have attacked without warning. Instead, they gave this choice. Surrender or die. It was not really a choice at all. Send the surrender signal, Karvesh said. His voice was barely a whisper. The message went out to the human fleet. Across the Vrelian homeworld, people waited. The asteroids kept coming. 7 minutes. 6 minutes. 5 minutes. Then one by one, the asteroids changed course. Their engines fired. They moved away from the planet. The threat was over. Captain Sang-ho watched the asteroids turn away. Well done, everyone. Stand down from attack positions. Begin occupation procedures. On the planet's surface, billions of Vrelians collapsed in relief. They had been seconds away from death. Now they lived. But their empire was broken. Their pride was destroyed. They had learned what terror truly meant. The news spread across the galaxy faster than light. Every species heard about what happened at the Vrelian homeworld. Humans had brought extinction-level weapons and held them over an entire planet. They had shown they were willing to destroy a whole world if necessary. But they had also shown mercy by not using those weapons. In the Galactic Council chamber, Counselor Arakes watched the recordings. She was a sylph, a species that resembled floating jellyfish. Her people were known for being wise and peaceful. But now she felt something she had never felt before. Fear. We created this, she said to the other counselors. When we refused to help Earth, we forced them to become this. We taught them that the galaxy respects only strength. Now they have shown strength beyond anything we imagined. The council leader looked troubled. What do you suggest we do? Nothing, Arakes said. We do nothing. We cannot stop them. We could barely defend ourselves if they decided to attack us. Our only hope is that they remain peaceful, that they use their power wisely. And if they do not, then the galaxy will burn. Other alien species began reaching out to Earth. Some wanted alliances. Some wanted trade agreements. Some simply wanted to ensure Earth would not see them as enemies. The perception of humanity had changed completely. 3 months ago, humans were seen as weak newcomers. Now they were feared. On Earth, Sergeant Yunji had become famous. She was a Marine sniper who had killed 37 Vrelian soldiers during boarding operations. News agencies told her story. They called her a hero. Other Marines wanted to be like her. But Yunji did not feel like a hero. She sat in her quarters cleaning her rifle, thinking about the faces of the aliens she had killed. They had families too. They had been afraid too. She had just been better at killing. They made us do this, she said to herself. They came to our world first. We just defended ourselves. But the words felt hollow. She knew the truth. Humanity had been planning this for 50 years. They had built the weapons. They had trained the soldiers. They had waited for an excuse to show their power. The Vrelians had given them that excuse. Now the galaxy knew. Humans could be friendly. Humans could be peaceful. But if you pushed them, if you threatened them, they would show you something different. They would show you why their ancestors had climbed to the top of Earth's food chain. They would show you why predators should never be underestimated. Captain Ji-Wan stood on the observation deck of the Indomitable, looking down at the Vrelian homeworld. Occupation forces were landing. Human ships patrolled the space around the planet. The Vrelian military was being dismantled. It was over. She thought about everything that had happened. 3 weeks ago, she had been flying cargo runs. Now she was a war hero. Earth had revealed its secret fleet. They had won every battle. They had brought an empire to its knees. But she wondered what would come next. The galaxy feared Earth now. Fear could lead to respect. But it could also lead to hatred. Other species might band together against humanity. More wars might come. Lieutenant Kyung-soo, she said into her communicator. What do you think happens now? I think we change the galaxy, Captain, he replied. For better or worse, nothing will be the same again. Earth showed that we are not prey. We are predators. And predators do not apologize for being strong. Ji-won nodded slowly. He was right. There was no going back. The secret was out. Earth was powerful, and the galaxy would have to accept it. Part 5. The secret Earth fleet appeared. Aliens learned to fear. Us 3 months after the Vrelian surrender, President Yu Jin prepared to address the Galactic Council. She had never attended a council meeting before. Previous Earth leaders had sent ambassadors because Earth was considered too minor for presidential visits. But everything had changed now. President Yu Jin was 60 years old with sharp eyes and a confident manner. She had been president for 5 years, and she had known about the secret fleet the entire time. She had approved Operation Sunrise. She had given Admiral Sun Yi permission to attack the Vrelian homeworld. Now she would face the consequences. Her ship arrived at the council station with an escort of 12 warships. This was new. Before, Earth ambassadors arrived in small civilian ships. Now the president came with a military escort. The message was clear. Earth would not be disrespected anymore. Ambassador Sora walked beside the president. She was younger than Dae-hyun, only 35, but she had a reputation for being tough in negotiations. She had replaced Dae-hyun as Earth's permanent council representative. Her instructions were simple. Take no insults. Accept no threats. Make no apologies. Madam President, the council will likely try to impose restrictions on our military, Sora said as they walked toward the chamber. They fear us now. They will try to limit our power. Let them try, Yu Jin replied. Earth does not need the council's permission to defend itself. We learned that lesson already. The council chamber fell silent when President Yu Jin entered. 200 alien species watched her, some with fear, some with anger, some with respect. She walked to the center of the chamber and stood calmly, waiting for them to speak first. The council leader, the Thalkesh who resembled a giant bird, spoke. President Yu Jin of Earth, the council has called this emergency session to discuss recent events. Your species has demonstrated military capabilities far beyond what you reported. You have waged war against the Vrelian Empire. You have occupied their homeworld. The council demands an explanation. Yu Jin looked around the chamber slowly. An explanation? Very well. 70 years ago, Earth joined this council seeking peace and cooperation. We believed the galaxy was civilized. We believed the council protected all its members. We were wrong. We learned that the galaxy respects only strength. We learned that weak species are attacked and enslaved. We learned that the council watches this happen and does nothing. That is unfair, a Sylph counselor protested. The council maintains order. Order? Yu Jin's voice grew stronger. When the Vrelians threatened Earth, we came to you. We asked for help. You said no. You told us to handle it ourselves, so we did. We used the military we built specifically for situations like this. A military we built because we knew the council would not protect us. You deceived us, the council leader said. You pretended to be weak. We never lied about wanting peace. But yes, we hid our strength. We did this because we studied galactic history. Every species that showed weakness was conquered. Every species that showed strength was respected. So we appeared weak while building our defense. It was the smart choice. It saved Earth. Another alien representative stood. He was from a species called the Mektor, known for their military power. Your fleet is too large. Your weapons are too advanced. You threaten the balance of power in the galaxy. The council must impose limits on human military expansion. Yu Jin smiled. It was not a friendly smile. No. What? The Mektor representative looked shocked. No, Yu Jin repeated. Earth will not accept limits on our military. We will defend ourselves as we see fit. We will build ships as we need them. We will not ask permission from a council that abandoned us when we needed help. The chamber erupted in angry voices. Some aliens demanded Earth be punished. Some wanted economic sanctions. Some called for Earth to be expelled from the council. Yujin stood quietly and let them shout. After several minutes, she raised her hand. The chamber slowly became quiet again. I understand you are afraid, she said. You see our fleet and fear we will use it against you. Let me be very clear. Earth wants peace. We always wanted peace. We do not seek conquest. We do not want empire. We want to live safely and trade freely, but we will never again be victims. If any species attacks Earth or our interests, we will respond with overwhelming force. This is not a threat. This is a promise. General Dong-hyun watched the council meeting from Earth. He sat in the military command center surrounded by screens showing everything. He had designed Earth's military strategy for 30 years. He had planned every detail of the secret fleet. Now his work was complete. What do you think they will do? His assistant asked. Nothing, Dong-hyun said. They cannot stop us. They know it. We have shown that our technology is superior. Our tactics are better. Our will is stronger. They can complain, but they cannot act against us. The only question is whether they accept us as equals or try to band together against us. And if they unite against us? Dong-hyun smiled. Then we show them Phase 2. Phase 2 was still secret. The fleet Earth had revealed was impressive. 200 warships had defeated the Vrelian Empire, but it was not everything. Deep in hidden bases around other star systems, more ships were being built. Larger ships, better weapons. Earth had not stopped preparing just because they won one war. Commander Hyunwoo had been promoted to admiral after the Vrelian campaign. Now he commanded the Sol Defense Perimeter, the military zone protecting Earth and its neighboring systems. He stood on the bridge of a new station orbiting Jupiter, watching construction crews work on defense satellites. His communicator beeped. It was Admiral Sunyi. Admiral Hyunwoo, she said. Her voice sounded tired. She was retiring soon. I wanted to tell you personally. The Council has voted. Earth will not face sanctions. Several species have requested defense treaties with us. The galaxy has accepted the new reality. Hyunwoo nodded. That is good news. Did we pay too high a price? Sunyi was quiet for a moment. We killed many Vrelians. We terrified an entire planet. We showed the galaxy our capacity for violence. Yes, we paid a price. Our innocence is gone. We cannot pretend to be peaceful explorers anymore. But we survived. Earth is safe. That was always the goal. Do you regret it? No, Sunyi said firmly. I would do it all again. When I was young, I studied Earth history. I learned about all the civilizations that fell because they were not prepared for war. Peaceful societies destroyed by violent neighbors. I swore that would never happen to Earth. We prepared for the worst. And when the worst came, we were ready. That is not something to regret. Captain Ji-won had been promoted to Rear Admiral. She now commanded an entire battle group. 12 ships that patrolled the border between human space and the rest of the galaxy. It was a quiet job most of the time. Pirates occasionally tried to raid human shipping, but they learned quickly to stay away. Ji-won sat in her quarters, writing a letter to her younger sister on Earth. She tried to explain what it was like out here. The emptiness of space. The responsibility of command. The knowledge that her decisions could start wars or save lives. We changed everything, she wrote. The galaxy thought we were weak. Now they know the truth. But I wonder sometimes if we lost something. We showed them we can fight. We showed them we can kill. But did we also show them we can be trusted? Can we be both strong and good? I hope so. Because if we become the thing we fought against, then what was the point? On Earth, construction began on a new class of warships. They were called dreadnoughts. Each one was 3 times larger than the ships that fought the Vrelians. They carried enough weapons to destroy entire fleets. They had armor that could survive anything. They were symbols of Earth's power. The first dreadnought was named Defiance. The second was Vigilance. More would follow. Earth was not stopping. The galaxy had seen what humans could do with 50 years of secret preparation. Now they would see what humans could do when they prepared openly. Some alien species tried to copy human technology. They studied the battle recordings. They tried to reverse engineer captured weapons. But they found it was not that simple. Human technology was not just one breakthrough. It was thousands of small improvements built on top of each other. It was 50 years of dedicated work. It could not be copied quickly. Other species took a different approach. The Thalkesh, the bird-like species that led the Galactic Council, approached Earth with a proposal. They wanted a mutual defense treaty. If anyone attacked Thalkesh space, Earth would help defend them. In return, the Thalkesh would support Earth politically in the Council. President Eugene accepted. More treaties followed. Within 6 months, Earth had defensive alliances with 20 different species. The galaxy was reorganizing itself around humanity's new power. The Vrelian Empire was placed under human supervision. Their military was reduced to a small defensive force. Their weapons factories were dismantled. Human observers monitored their government to ensure they did not start building for war again. Some Vrelians accepted this. Others seethed with resentment, planning revenge they could never achieve. 1 year after the war, Admiral Sunyi retired. She gave one final speech to the fleet she had built. When I started this project, Earth was vulnerable. We had just joined a galaxy that did not care about us. Part 2. The secret Earth fleet appeared. Aliens learned to fear. Us, the Vrelian fleet, arrived exactly when they said they would. 300 massive warships dropped out of hyperspace near Earth's moon. They were huge, each one the size of a small city. Their hulls were covered in weapons and armor. They had destroyed entire planets before. Now they came to take what they wanted from Earth. Chancellor Velroth sat on his command throne, watching Earth through the viewing screen. The small blue planet looked peaceful and helpless. He laughed. This would be easy. Humans were weak. Everyone in the galaxy knew it. Their ships were old and slow. Their weapons were primitive. They had no real military at all. Send the message, Velroth ordered. The communication went out to every screen on Earth. Velroth's face appeared reptilian and cruel. Humans of Earth, your time is over. Surrender your water now, or we will burn your cities. You have 1 hour to decide. On Earth, billions of people watched in fear. Some cried, some prayed, some held their families close. The news channels showed Earth's defense fleet moving into position. 30 old cargo ships and a few defense platforms. It looked hopeless. But in the command center deep under Geneva, Hyun-woo watched different screens. These screens showed the Vrelian fleet from every angle. Sensors tracked every ship. Computers calculated firing solutions. Everything was ready. Send the activation code, Hyun-woo said quietly. The code went out across the solar system. Beyond Neptune, lights turned on. Engines roared to life. 200 warships that had been dark and silent suddenly came alive. Admiral Sunyi stood in the command center of her flagship watching her fleet wake up. All ships report ready, an officer said. Good. Sunyi pressed a button. All units, execute Operation Sunrise. Show them what we built. Captain Ji-won sat in the cockpit of the Indomitable. Around her, 50 attack ships moved into formation. They had been hiding in the asteroid belt. Their systems powered down, invisible to the Vrelian sensors. Now they powered up. Now they moved. All wings report status, Ji-won said into her radio. Wing 2 ready. Wing 3 ready. Wing 4 ready. One by one, her pilots confirmed they were ready to fight. Ji-won felt her heart beating fast. She had trained for this. 50 years of preparation came down to this moment. Lieutenant Kyung-soo, give me firing solutions for the Vrelian command ship, she said. Her tactical officer's fingers flew over the controls. Solutions ready, Captain. Distance is 200,000 kilometers. We can hit them before they even see us. On Earth, the hour was almost over. Velroth prepared to give the order to attack. He looked at his fleet commanders. Target their largest cities. When I give the word, we will alarm scream through every Vrelian ship at once. Sir, energy signatures detected. Multiple contacts. Velroth jumped from his throne. What? Where? Everywhere, sir. Behind us, in front of us, on both sides. There are ships appearing from nowhere. The Vrelian viewing screens lit up with red markers. Each marker was a ship. There were dozens of them. No, hundreds. The sensors showed massive energy readings. These were not cargo ships. These were warships. Real warships. That is impossible, Velroth whispered. Humans do not have warships. Admiral Sunyi's voice boomed across every Vrelian communication channel. Her face appeared on their screens, cold and angry. You came to Earth expecting an easy victory. You thought we were weak. You were wrong. The Earth fleet decloaked all at once. 200 warships materialized from nowhere. They had been using stealth technology that made them invisible. Now they dropped the stealth and showed themselves. They surrounded the Vrelian fleet completely. I am Admiral Sunyi of the Earth Defense Fleet. You have threatened my homeworld. You have come here to take what is ours. Now you will learn what happens when you anger humanity. This is your only warning. Leave now, or face destruction. Velroth stared at the screens. His mind could not accept what he was seeing. This is a trick, some kind of hologram. Humans cannot build ships like that. Sir, our sensors confirm they are real, an officer said, his voice shaking. Those are actual warships, and their weapons are charging. Then we will destroy them, Velroth shouted. We have 300 ships. They only have 200. Fire all weapons. The Vrelian fleet opened fire. Thousands of energy beams and missiles shot toward the Earth ships. The space between Earth and the Moon filled with fire and light. Captain Jiwan watched the attack coming. All ships activate shields, prepare to return fire. The Vrelian weapons hit the Earth ships, and nothing happened. The shields held, every shot was absorbed or deflected. The Earth ships did not even shake. Chief Engineer Tae Yang had spent 20 years developing those shields. He had used technology stolen from a dozen alien races and improved it. The shields were better than anything the galaxy had ever seen. They could take punishment that would destroy any other ship. Their shields are holding, sir, the Vrelian officer reported. Fear filled his voice now. Our weapons are not penetrating. Impossible. Fire again. Captain, we have firing solutions, Kyung-Soo reported. All wings ready. Jiwan took a deep breath. All ships fire at will. Show them what Earth's weapons can do. The Indomitable fired first. A railgun round shot from its main cannon at a significant fraction of light speed. The metal slug was small, just a piece of dense metal. But it was, moving so fast that when it hit the Vrelian command ship, it punched straight through the shields like they were paper. It went through the hull, through the armor, through everything. The command ship exploded in a ball of fire. Chancellor Velroth died without even knowing what hit him. All around the battlefield, Earthships opened fire. Railguns, fusion missiles, plasma cannons, laser batteries. Every weapon humanity had designed for 50 years. The Vrelians had never seen technology like this. Their shields collapsed, their armor broke, their ships started dying. This is Wing 2, target destroyed. Wing 4 reporting, 3 enemy ships down. Wing 5, we have eliminated the left flank. The reports kept coming. The Vrelian fleet was being torn apart. They tried to fight back, but their weapons could not hurt the Earthships. They tried to run, but the Earthships were faster. In 30 minutes, the Vrelians lost 50 ships. In an hour, they lost 100. Admiral Sunyi watched from her command center. She felt no joy, no excitement, just cold satisfaction. Tactical. What is the enemy status? The Vrelian fleet is breaking formation. They are trying to retreat. We have destroyed 197 enemy ships. Our losses are 0. 0. Not one Earthship had been destroyed. Not one pilot had died. The battle was completely one-sided. Let some of them escape, Sunyi ordered. We want them to go home and tell everyone what happened here. We want the galaxy to know. Some Vrelian ships managed to jump to hyperspace and escape. They left behind wreckage and bodies. 2/3 of their fleet was gone, destroyed in just a few hours by an enemy they thought was weak. On Earth, people watched in shock. They had expected to see their planet burn. Instead, they saw victory. They saw alien ships exploding. They saw Earth's secret fleet dominating the battle. Some people cheered. Some cried in relief. Everyone realized the same thing. Earth was not weak. Earth had never been weak. Earth had been waiting. Captain Jiwan brought her ship back to formation. Around her, the other pilots were celebrating on the radio, but Jiwon felt something else. She looked at the wreckage floating in space. She thought about all the aliens who had just died. "Captain, are you all right?" Kyung-soo asked. "I am fine," Jiwon said. "I am just thinking. We won this battle. But the war has just started. The galaxy saw what we did today. Some will fear us, some will respect us, but some will hate us. They will want revenge. Let them come," Kyung-soo said. "We will be ready." Jiwon nodded. He was right. After 50 years of hiding, humanity had shown its teeth. There was no going back now. The galaxy would never see Earth the same way again.